This is going to be a big year for Acrylics. Tell us what's happening with this collection of songs.
We have a record coming out on March 1st.
It's called Lives and Treasure. It's going to be co-released by our label, Hot Sand Records, and a label called Friendly Fire Recordings, based out of New York and San Francisco. So we're really excited to send this baby out there and see what people think of it.
How long has this record been in gestation?
Been working on
2
about
years.
2 years, about 2 years. We were in another band, and when that band ended, we started writing this record, and that was a little over 2 years ago. And it was we've done a lot of things in those 2 years besides work on the record, but we always came back to the record, and
We're very happy that it'll be coming out soon and get to share it with everyone.
we finished the record in late summer, early fall, and now we're just doing all that stuff that you have to do before you put it out.
There was an EP that came out last year.
That's right. It's called All of the Fire, and it was one of the first records that Terrible Records released.
Mm-hmm.
That's a label started by Chris Taylor from Grizzly Bear and his partner Ethan Silverman. They found us and had us do a recording in Chris's church. So we did that while we were working on this record and put it out in the meantime, and had a great time touring it, and had a lot of positive experiences associated with that. It's a lot of fun to make, especially we spent about only a week and a half in all in a Chris's church studio.
Chris produced the EP,
and it was just a lot of fun to be working in that kind of a religious type of situation. It made me feel like my music had to rise to a higher level than maybe it could, but that was a good thing.
One of the things that really struck me about the new record is the arrangements are amazing, and the production is really good. There's some real thought to layering and whatnot. Did you guys work with anyone in producing the record, or do it yourselves?
We were sort of co-producing with everyone we worked with, and we worked with three different people. One was Patrick Wimberly, who's a member of Chairlift. We started making the record in his basement that he shared with Jason.
We called it L'Hotel Bushwick. It was just, we called it that because it was basically a hotel, because everyone was crashing there.
It was, a crash pad for...
Yeah, a lot of semi-famous indie rock hits were recorded in L'Hotel Bushwick because everyone was just hanging out there all the time. It was really kind of a dump, but we thought it would sound fancier if we said it in French. And then
we moved over to Vacation Island,
which is also a dump, but beautiful studio surrounded by a dump.
Very close to where we live, under the JMZ train. But we worked with someone named Matt Boynton at Vacation Island.
He's one of the best guys in the world.
He built his own studio.
And we
had a lot of fun with him.
And after that, some work was done with Britt Myers, who's a great guy, and his studio is in Manhattan on 26th Street.
Called Great City.
So it was kind of
bounced around.
We bounced around, and
it was fun.
Just kind of went where we were welcome. And
are there tracks? There's 10 tracks on the album. Are there tracks that did not make the album, or that you're holding back, or that aren't finished?
Yeah, we recorded, I think we started with maybe 15 songs or something like that. A couple of them we ended up ditching and putting on the EP, and a few others might see release in the future. I think we just felt that we wanted to keep the album short and concise, and a couple of them. One of the songs I think we spent countless hours working and reworking, and it just never was speaking to us the way we wanted. And I think we'll just end up.
We'll probably try to
redoing
record it again in the future.
Yeah, it'll probably be on album number 2.
So the other thing that strikes me is the songwriting is classic. I mean, there's bridges in the songs, there's beautiful build-ups to choruses. Who are some of the influences and inspirations for this particular album?
We were really more involved with ourselves at the time than other music, I think. I mean, all I was listening to at that time was Tonight's the Night by Neil Young.
Which sounds nothing like this song.
Which sounds nothing like the record.
Right.
So it was a tough time for us for a number of personal reasons, and we were really trying to pull ourselves together. And the songs had been written mostly on acoustic guitars, and were initially... The goal was to have a record that could be played almost entirely on acoustic guitars, where the songs would work
like here,
like here, almost. I wrote some of the songs in the Olympic Mountains. Molly wrote a lot of them in her bedroom. We wrote some together in upstate New York on a rickety old piano, and that was really what happened. I mean, we got into the studio and just decided to how can we make these songs sound richer.
We wanted really clean arrangements. It's just what we decided to go for. A lot of the demos of the songs sound a lot different from the way we ended up doing them for the record. Like Molly's Vertigo was initially like this heavy grunge song.
That's hard to believe. Wow.
Like totally guitar based, and then we just had some fun with GarageBand and started working with more keyboards. Acoustic guitar and Juno were the main sounds that we wanted to ground the record. Right.
I think we were watching Twin Peaks a lot, and the way that Angelo Badalamenti works, who's the composer for all the David Lynch stuff, has eerie droning chords from those 80s synths, working with the types of classic chord progressions that you'd associate with the 1950s, and sometimes married with tremolo guitar. That was the sound that we were attracted to, and definitely was influential.
That's the answer I was looking for. That's perfect. That totally is. That's amazing. No, that's amazing. That makes so much sense now. Yeah.
But otherwise we were just listening to records and finding different ways we could approach songs that would take them out of the zone that we had written them. I mean, we had some real like Neil Young-y type grooves. We have a song called Sparrow Song that had a real kind of... We
recorded it a couple times.
And it just wasn't working, and then we decided if we tripped it out a little bit, it would be cool. And doing that, a lot of times we would just sort of teach computers how to play the song by programming in the chords, and then going through different types of arpeggiators and seeing what kind of things would happen. And then when that was set up, we'd lay the track down over that. So we were working from a outside in kind of way.
Cool. You have a couple more songs for us?
Sure.
Yeah.